Hey everybody, this is Blast338 with Mr. Faust for our Tuesday night Talking D&D with Phasmophobia. Hey Mr. Faust, how you doing?
Hey Blast, doing great this week. How you doing?
I'm doing terrific, man. Great to hear from you. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Oh yeah, no problem.
We are talking about the Sorcerer, and this is one I know you and I have both been really looking forward to.
Oh, I love the Sorcerer class. I really do.
We have some absolutely terrific subclasses picked out. I know I picked out the Chrono because they're more of a support character. Not sure what you picked out, but I'm sure it's going to be great. And really, honestly, with the Sorcerer, you can't really go wrong.
No, not really. I mean, of all the spellcasting classes, they are the most versatile with what they can do with their spells. They have the innate ability to shape spells however suits them. They can perform silent spells. They can perform spells without somatic components. They excel at raw spellcasting.
Yeah, they are an absolute beast to be contended with. With the meta magic and all that kind of fun stuff, it is very difficult to, I guess, what's the word I want to use? It's difficult to understand what the Sorcerer is going to do next. Because they have the ability to change their spells, the type of damage that they do, the type of spells that the Sorcerer gets, all that type of stuff makes it, I'm assuming for you as a DM, a very difficult class to play with. And we'll get into a lot of what we're talking about in a little bit here with the meta magic and what that is and how it could be in our best benefit.
Sounds good to me. Should we start at the beginning?
Yep, that's the best place to start.
All right, sounds good. So we've got the Sorcerer class. Our first low hit die class. Actually, Sorcerers only get a D6 per level.
That's a shame.
It is a shame. I'd put them up there on tier with the Warlock in terms of spellcasting, so I'd probably give them a D8.
Well,
It's
as
tough,
you said
though.
before, going through these different classes like we've been doing, like you said, we kind of see how these different classes are being balanced. And I can understand giving this Sorcerer, and hopefully anybody who watches this in the future or is going to be watching tonight will also understand why they're a D6.
They are the glass cannons of your adventuring group.
Well, you know what? Depending upon the subclass, they might not even be that.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, let's jump down to proficiencies. And this is a pretty short list. Armor proficiencies, they have none. Tool proficiencies, they also have none. And for weapons, they have daggers, darts, slings, quarterstaffs, and light crossbows.
Oh. Okay.
The crossbow one threw me a little bit, but that's kind of cool. It's a solid D8 damage. It's a bonus action reload, but it's a D8 damage.
Well, unless you take the crossbow expert.
Yeah, then it's a free action.
Alrighty. Oh,
Alright, so
I didn't know they
saving
get
throws.
crossbows. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is kind of cool. They're a decent damage option.
You know what? If you're out of spell slots and you just got to do something, why not? Oh, how did I get high? It's just, Sorry, we got a person in chat here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we got GX Confirma. I'm not sure how to say that. How'd you get a high FOV? I have an ultra wide monitor and I'm playing at 90 FOV. So, alrighty. So I know they do get some pretty good skills.
They do. They also get some. Well, I like that one of their saving throws is Constitution.
Oh, I didn't
They
know
have
that.
Constitution and Charisma. Yep.
Well, I did know that, but it's been so long since I played a sorcerer.
Oh, same for me.
I keep saying I want to play this and I want to play that. You know what we need to do? We need to just do once we're done with the campaign that we're on now, we just need to do like a series of one-shots. Like nothing...
Our old characters?
What's that?
Excuse me. With our old characters or with new ones? Just
no,
for fun?
with new ones. Just like, you know, we'll make a woodland, you know, information gathering campaign like you would for the whatchamacallit, for the ranger, you know, that type of stuff.
I like this idea.
You know, just kind of whatchamacallit,
Kind of make a one shot to let everybody shine in something.
exactly. We can play the different, you know, we can each make a character. Everybody can make a character, including you. Like, we can take turns, you know, DMing. We can do all that kind of stuff and really let each class shine on its own. And I know people have expressed interest in playing with us, so it might be something we could do online, or through Discord or group chat.
You know, that would be a lot of fun. Because I know you've mentioned one or two people have wanted to play with us before. And, yeah, I don't see the harm in that.
So,
Let's see here. Alright, so still at first level during character creation, we have skills. Now you choose two from the following list: Arcana, Deception, Insight, Intimidation, Persuasion, and Religion.
okay.
Not bad. Very roleplay heavy.
Yeah, I mean, persuasion's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
But overall not a bad set of skills.
No, not really at all. Again, they're just a little more roleplay heavy than most other classes, but for a class with the charisma as their highest stat, they're gonna be a little roleplay ended.
Yeah, they're going to be the face of the group, unless you have something like a bard or of that nature, even a warlock at some point. So yeah, high charisma. That's pretty much how that's going to go. Alright. So let's see here. I'm just pulling mine up right now.
Want to jump down to equipment?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Equipment. I mean, they get a pretty good starting loadout.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a light crossbow with 20 bolts, component pouch or an arcane focus, and a dungeoneering's pack or an explorer's pack. So it's just a lot of utility. They probably won't need many more than 20 bolts for the crossbow, given their cantrips, but it's nice to have a backup.
Right. Yeah, we, I mean, it's not hard to run out of spell slots at lower levels. But you know what? The nice thing about a sorcerer is that meta magic and how that works.
And how they can create spell slots.
Exactly. That's what I was just about to say. As long as you have points left, you're creating those spell slots, and
So why don't we jump into that next? Because at first level, we have the first level in our subclass, our Sorcerer's Origin.
Mm-hmm.
But at second level, we have Font of Magic.
Ooh.
And this is pretty cool. This is the ability that gives you your sorcery points up front. So at second level, you have 2 sorcery points. Every time you gain a level, you gain an additional sorcery point all the way up to level 20.
Yep. Yeah, to have, to have 20 sorcery points. That would be so much fun.
Here's where it's really cool, though. It's called flexible casting. You can use your sorcery points to gain additional spell slots or sacrifice spell slots to gain additional sorcery points. You learn other ways to use your sorcery points as you reach higher levels. So, you can transform unexpended sorcery points into 1 spell slot as a bonus action on your turn. And there's a chart here that shows which level you're allowed to do this at, and how many points it costs.
Mm-hmm.
But as a bonus action on your turn, you can expend 1 spell slot to gain a number of sorcery points equal to the spell's level. So, yeah, a lot of opportunity for conversion. If you know you're about to fight a BBEG and you need to be silent with your spell, you just cash in a 5th level spell, gain the sorcery points for it, and go.
Yep. This is why the Warlock Sorcerer combo is so popular. Because you get your points back. You get your Warlock spell slots back at a short rest. You can turn those in to gain sorcery points, and then convert those sorcery points over to spell slots.
Broken combo, but it's well within the rules.
Maybe that's what one of the things they're gonna fix in D&D.
D&D Next.
Yeah, the 1 or whatever it's called.
Maybe.
But yeah, we'll go over more of that when we talk about warlocks.
Yes, which I am very excited to do.
Okay, so third level feature is finally your meta magic. You gain the ability to twist your spells to suit your needs. You gain 2 of the following meta magic options of your choice. You gain another one at 10th level and another one at 17th level.
Mm-hmm.
So first up, we have Careful Spell.
Always fun.
This is a lifesaver.
Well, we
when
played
you
a
cast
little
spell,
different. We played a little differently than what the actual spellbook says, or how it's actually supposed to be.
We do, because this just says a chosen creature automatically succeeds on its saving throw against the spell.
Right. So technically
We pretty much
speaking,
protect your character 100% when we do it.
which honestly I think makes more sense.
To me, it does. To me, it always has.
It's just, I don't know. To me, that just makes more sense. You're learning how to be careful with your spells. You're... Yeah, it just makes more sense to have everybody protected. But anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead and read the description.
Okay, so when you cast a spell that forces other creatures to make a saving throw, you can protect some of those creatures from the spell's full force. To do so, you spend 1 sorcery point and choose a number of those creatures up to your charisma modifier with a minimum of 1 creature. A chosen creature automatically succeeds on its saving throw against the spell.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's still huge, though. You get, you know, a rogue in the group, like we just talked about, who has evasion and some of the other stuff that we talked about. Like, if they make their save, they're not taking damage anyways. So what does it really matter, you know?
Right.
But yeah, that's definitely... You know, it's definitely a nice ability. And however you guys want to play it, you know, obviously, your game, you pick how you want to do it. But...
We do it the way that makes sense for our table.
Yeah. But then again, you've always done your best to make us feel empowered.
I do that. With my player characters, I always do that. Okay, next up we have Distance Spell.
Mm-hmm.
When you cast a spell that has a range of 5 feet or greater, you can spend 1 sorcery point to double the range of the spell. When you cast a spell that has a range of touch, you can spend 1 sorcery point to make the range of that spell 30 feet.
Okay.
Now, if you're a sorcerer with, say, the Divine Soul background, and you have to heal someone 30 feet away from you, this is the perfect meta magic option.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always like transmute spell. And that's always been one of my big ones. You can change the damage of your spells.
That's always been one of my favorite too. Because you can realistically fireball a red dragon with cold.
Right. Alright, yeah, careful spell.
We did distance spell. We did transmute spell.
Empowered spell's always nice.
Oh yeah, when you roll damage for a spell, you can spend 1 sorcery point to re-roll a number of the damage dice up to your charisma modifier.
Now,
yeah, it's a pretty good one.
For a lot of things too, like I mean, everybody likes more damage, and this is, well, if you look at it this way too, there's feats that you can get, like Heavy Weapon Master, or what's the other one where you re-roll 1s and 2s. This is kind of the same thing. If you roll low, hey, you know what? I know I can do better than a 1 or a 2. I'm going to spend a sorcery point and go ahead and re-roll my damage die.
Yep.
And the cool thing is, see, with meta magic, a lot of the time you can't mix. Like, you can't do a careful spell with a distance spell.
Right, but with this you can.
Right, with this, because it says you can empowered spell even if you've already used a different metamagic option during the casting of the spell. That is huge. To actually be able to use another sorcery point is huge. And there's nothing, and the reason I think they did that is because there's nothing limiting a fighter or a rogue or any type of melee character from re-rolling ones and twos as long as they have that feat. And this is the same thing. You're taking the metamagic because you want to be able to re-roll those low damage dice.
Exactly.
Heightened or extended spell is also a good option I like. When you cast a spell that has a duration of 1 minute or longer, you can spend 1 sorcery point to double its duration to a maximum duration of 24 hours. So you cast something, let's say you, trying to think, like Wall of Fire.
That's a perfect example, because that is one that would stay for 24 hours.
Exactly.
Wall of Fire, Wall of Ice, Oda-Luke's Resilient Sphere.
Oh, that's a good one. If you can actually capture somebody in that, that is great. I'm trying to think if they have any type of summoning spells. Like if I love summoning minor elementals. I think we've spoken about my love affair of methods.
Yeah, we've spoken about your love affair with methods.
To be able to summon 8 methods at a time, they usually only have a duration of 10 minutes. To extend that to 20 minutes, depending upon what the circumstances are. That's, hey guys, I need you to run down this alleyway and kind of check out this dungeon and get back to me. I could send 8 little minions out amongst the dungeon to kind of do their own little dungeon crawl and report back on any traps or creatures that may be lurking in the shadows. Now, maybe they don't all make it back. Then again, we haven't really lost anything at that point except for a spell slot and maybe another sorcery point.
Have you watched the show Has Been Hotel yet on Amazon?
I have not. I've watched some of the first episode with Arrow. She's a huge fan of it. She absolutely loves it. I love some of the music that's in it.
I'll say that it's one of the more spectacular shows I've watched lately.
I do want to get into it because what I have watched of it, I really enjoyed.
But there is a demon in that show because they're all demons.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the angels who are complete dicks, but
you're absolutely right. It is actually, I love how they're portrayed.
But there is a demon that comes along a little bit later in the series who has kind of like pet eggs, like little walking eggs that remind me of the eggs from our current campaign.
Oh, okay.
And they're his little spies. So he'll send them on little dungeon crawls, kind of like the methods.
Oh.
And report back. But they're only as strong as eggs.
Well, that's my methods. That's perfect.
It was the perfect analogy I could find. I was like, I wonder if Blast has seen this show yet.
I've seen a little bit of it. I haven't actually watched it the whole way through. It's very difficult for me right now to even watch anything on TV because my time is usually spent between trying to spend time with the family, record, content for the channel. I've been trying a different editing technique with my Rainbow Six Siege videos, and I really don't know if it's succeeding or failing just yet, but it just involves me playing a whole bunch of matches and then going through and clipping the different frags and kills and stuff that I've gotten and going into the editing program and clipping stuff out and just making it, like a slideshow.
Right.
personally, I think they're really good. I very much enjoy that type of video, but it's a lot of work to do.
Makes sense.
So, not that I'm trying to make excuses for anything, but I don't get to watch a lot of TV. And when I do, take a night off because I've recorded extra footage or something, I'm still playing, Grand Theft Auto with Little Pooper, or watching a movie or something with the family and that type of thing. So I don't get much time now. At work, we've been kind of slow, so I've been catching up with some of the shows I wanted to watch, and that's definitely on my list to watch. But yeah, no, it's great. I love the music. Like, I got hooked on that through, like, my Amazon playlist actually recommended one of their songs, and it got stuck in my head for like the longest time. And with me and my ADHD, trying to get something like that out of my head is just absolutely impossible. Just from the, I don't know, it hit all the right chords for me, if that makes any sense.
Well, it makes perfect sense.
So, but yeah, no, methods are great. They're low level, they're quarter CR, but they go off like a hand grenade.
They do.
And that's basically what I use them for. You're going to die, but you're going to do a lot of damage in the meantime. Because 8d8, I don't care who you are, is a lot of damage.
Yeah, they're little bombs. That's what they're good for. They're good for being little bombs. Anyway, Quicken spell. When you cast a spell that has a casting time of 1 action, you can spend 2 sorcery points to change the casting time to 1 bonus action for this casting.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
And you can still cast a cantrip as a full action.
Yeah. That is awesome. To be able to cast a full action spell as a bonus action, and then to cast a cantrip after that. And they've got some really good cantrips.
Well, they really do. And with the Magic Initiate feat, you can pick up even more of them.
Mm-hmm. And turning a full action spell into a bonus action, again, always a good thing, at least for the player.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It all comes down to
Now,
the action economy.
Is that still only 1 sorcery point, or is that more? Because I know some of these meta magics require, like, what am I? Basically, if you, it's the amount of sorcery points required, or it's, what is it? The spell level and sorcery points to use the meta magic. So if you cast a 3rd level spell, it's going to require 3 sorcery points to cast.
I understand what you're saying. No, with this, you just pay a flat rate of 2 sorcery points.
Okay, so it's 2 sorcery points. All right.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, because a lot of the ones we talked about before are all 1. Are 1 sorcery point.
Yeah, there are a few that require 2, like Seeking Spell, which is up next.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Requires 2 sorcery points. It's pretty simple. If you make an attack roll for a spell and miss, you can spend 2 sorcery points to re-roll the d20, but you must use the new roll. So you can't just keep doing this every time you fail, but it's pretty nice.
All right, well, we got a couple people in chat here. We got a TV Man. Hello, welcome to the chat. Good to see you. We have Siberian Tiger. He's an old one to the channel. TV Man, good to see you. Welcome. First time I remember seeing your username, but everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome.
One of us. One of us.
Google gobble. Google gobble.
So yeah, Seeking Spell. Basically, it gives you a free reroll.
Alright, so you give yourself advantage, basically.
Yeah.
And that's what, 2 sorcerer
That's exactly
points?
what you do. Yep.
That's cool. I'll take it.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, no, anytime... Well, the hardest part about the meta magic is actually picking a meta magic, because you only get to pick... what? Like, it's 2 or 3
of them
off
at
the bat.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 at first, and then just 1 each time at 2 additional levels. So you're only ever going to have 4.
Right. Unless there is a feat that gives you an additional meta magic.
Oh, there is. You're right.
Mm-hmm. So you could theoretically get up to 5. But yeah, there's so many and they're so good. And again, it really depends on what you're going to be fighting and, you know, what your campaign is all about, which ones you really want to pick.
Right.
All right, so we just did, what is it? Seeking Spell, you said.
So next up, we have Subtle Spell.
Ooh, that's a good one.
This one is so good if you're in any diplomatic environment. So, Subtle Spell says, when you cast a spell, you can spend 1 sorcery point to cast it without any somatic or verbal components. So, completely unseen to the naked eye. So, if you were casting a Charm Person, Suggestion, Gas, something like that, they'd never know who did it.
Yeah. That is awesome. And I know it doesn't sound like much. But when there's action or consequences for your actions, I look at what happened with the campaign last Friday. Arrow tried to use what's the name of that spell? Friends or something like that.
Oh, and it failed.
Yeah, and it failed miserably. And one of the consequences of that spell failing is that one of the consequences of that spell failing is the creature will react possibly negatively. Because of that.
That's correct.
They will be hostile towards you. Chief. And she cost us a bunch of health potions.
10 of them, to be exact.
That was rather unfortunate.
Yeah, we probably could have used those potions.
Oh, yeah, we probably could have. We get to try an experiment in Phasmo. Wait a second. But yeah, Subtle Spell is great. If you get into a situation that's real shady, you know, you don't really want to tip your hand too much on what you're doing if you need to set something up, especially if it's a spell that takes, you know, a minute or so to cast. That's a great way to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so we had subtle spell. All that we have left is twin spell. When you cast a spell that targets only one creature and doesn't have a range of self, you can spend a number of sorcery points equal to the spell's level to target a second creature in range with the same spell. To be eligible, a spell must be incapable of targeting more than one creature at the spell's current level. So you couldn't do this with Eldritch Blast and make a machine gun, for instance.
Well, no, you can't. Because the spell, each blast itself targets an individual person. You can't twin a fireball. You can't twin something with an AoE effect.
I think you might be right.
I mean, unless I'm wrong, don't, you know, obviously it's up to DM's discretion. I mean, you are technically correct that I can target multiple creatures with the spell. However, each bolt on its own requires...
Only targets one creature.
Right. So, I mean, I guess it really depends upon what your definition of targeting one creature is.
Shit, see, this gets murky, but I would have to err on the side of coolness factor.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you're blasting two
Because
people.
I think back-to-back Eldritch Blast, like 8 shots in one turn.
Now, you're using the same D20 for each shot. So for every shot of 2, you're still only rolling 1 D20.
Right.
But you're still getting all of your bonuses. You're still getting everything to the damage. You're still getting everything to the hit. You know, it's not like you're firing like... You know, You're not firing with your offhand. You're not dual wielding something and you're losing your strength bonus for your second weapon.
Exactly.
But no, I could definitely see that either way. Again, it all depends upon your definitions. You know, it really boils down to what's the DM want to do. And there's no really right or wrong to it. You know what I mean? If you would have said, well, no, the spell itself, you can target multiple creatures. Okay, that's, you know, all there is to it. There's really nothing wrong with that. It's just a little food for thought. You know, that would be the argument if we were ever to do anything like that in our group. But then again, a sorcerer, the odds of a sorcerer casting Eldritch Blast, unless you're multi-leveling...
Not the right feats.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're multi-leveling into Warlock, which I don't know why you wouldn't. Sorcerer is very front-heavy. So you don't lose a lot by... Like with a sorcerer, you probably want to take the, like, if you're going up with a higher level campaign, take a sorcerer to like level 8. That way you get your 2 ability score increases, or a feat and an ability score increase, and then start multi-classing into like Warlock.
Yep.
You're going to pick up a lot of those really cool Warlock spells like Eldritch Blast and all that kind of stuff. And you're not really going to be missing out on too much. But we're still, really I mean, we're still on like, what, 2nd level abilities when we're talking about meta magic. So, I mean, this is one of the difficult things about a sorcerer is they could be a very advanced character to play. There's a lot of...
So the meta magic options, yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of... Oh, there it is. There's a lot of decisions to be made when it comes to you're going to play and what you're going to pick for spells, and yeah, you definitely don't want to count that stuff out. So, alrighty.
Then we have all of our metamagic options. On their own, sorcerers only gain one more ability, and that's at 20th level.
Okay.
At 20th level, they regain 4 expended sorcery points whenever they finish a short rest.
Oh, is it 4? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
It's okay.
I mean, it's not the greatest thing in the world. However, we've definitely seen a lot worse when it comes to 20th level abilities, so not a big deal.
Okay, should we hop into subclasses then?
Yeah, not a bad idea.
I think that's about where we're at.
Yeah. Alrighty, what did you pick for subclass? You didn't tell me ahead of time, so I'm very excited to hear this.
Oh, my subclass?
Mm-hmm.
I did Phoenix Sorcery.
Okay. I'm not familiar
It's
with
an
that one.
Unearthed Arcana. So, Sorcerer, Phoenix Sorcery.
Mm-hmm.
Your power draws from the immortal flame that fuels the legendary Phoenix. You or your ancestors perhaps rendered a Phoenix a great service, or you were born in its presence. Whatever the cause, a shard of the Phoenix's power dwells within you. That power is a mixed blessing. Like the mythical creature, you can invoke fiery energy or gain the ability to cheat death itself. This power comes at a cost. The fire within you seethes, demanding to be unleashed. You sometimes find yourself absent-mindedly feeding fires. You can't bear to allow a fire to sputter out. You feel most comfortable while holding a lit torch or sitting in front of a campfire. More importantly, this gift comes with no special protection from fire. You are as vulnerable as any other creature to fiery magic, including your own.
Interesting.
Phoenix sorcerers can use their powers to pull themselves back from the brink of death, and all too often their own rash nature or reliance on destructive magic is what puts them there in the first place.
Okay.
So at first level, you gain an ability called Ignite. You gain the ability to start fires with a touch. As an action, you can magically ignite a flammable object you touch with your hand, an object such as a torch, a piece of tinder, or the hem of drapes.
Okay. So you can
Also at first,
you can light campfires and
campfires, any kind of tinder. You put your hand on it for long enough, you could probably burn down a home.
any limit on how many times you can do this?
Oh, none.
Really?
And
Well,
it's
I mean,
magical fire.
If you think about it, like prestidigitation kind of gives you the same thing. Well, I guess not
Yeah.
even. This is better than prestidigitation, honestly. Because prestidigitation, it has to be a small campfire. This you can light,
Right.
you know.
So first level, we have an ability called Mantle of Flame.
Mm-hmm.
You can unleash the phoenix fire that blazes within you. As a bonus action, you magically wreath yourself in swirling fire, as your eyes glow like hot coals. For 1 minute, you gain the following benefits. You shed bright light in a 30-foot radius, and dim light for an additional 30 feet. Any creature Any creature takes fire damage equal to your charisma modifier if it hits you with a melee attack from within 5 feet of you or if it touches you.
All right. And this is at what level you get this?
First.
First level.
And whenever you roll fire damage on your turn, the roll gains a bonus equal to your charisma modifier.
Wait, what? That is insane.
Yep.
That is absolutely insane. At first level,
What,
you
all
can...
this stuff? Yes, all of that at first level.
Yeah, no, that's not overpowered at all.
It is a little bit though, isn't it?
I can't imagine how that would be overpowered. But hey, that's I'm not complaining. That's nice.
It is. It is incredibly nice. But we'll keep going. Phoenix Spark. At level 6, the fiery energy within you grows restless and vengeful. In the face of defeat, it surges outward to preserve you in a fiery roar. If you are reduced to 0 hit points, you can use your reaction to draw on the Spark of the Phoenix. You are instead reduced to 1 hit point, and each creature within 10 feet of you takes fire damage equal to half your sorcerer level plus your charisma modifier. If you use this feature while under the effects of your Mantle of Flame, this feature instead deals fire damage equal to your sorcerer level plus double your charisma modifier, and your Mantle of Flame immediately ends. Once you use this feature, you cannot use it again until you finish a long rest.
Alright, so you can say, no, I'm dropping the 1 hit point instead, and do a butt ton of damage to everyone around you then.
Yes.
Okay.
Not a bad ability for 6th level.
It's kind of curious, though, because sorcerers generally are not up in the heat of combat. You know, because of that whole D6 hit points thing. You know, they don't like to be... You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very true. Yep. They don't usually go into the fray. They're on the outskirts.
Right. I mean, there are subclasses where you do gain an armor proficiency, shield proficiency, martial, and simple weapons.
Yeah, but even the equipment list for the sorcerer kind of implies that they shouldn't be an upfront fighter.
Right.
So yeah, if you're a sorcerer who gets knocked down to 0 hit points, you're not sorcering very well.
No. No, you definitely want to stay back from the action. Well, I mean, again, it you know, you guys play your characters how you want to. We're only here to make suggestions.
Yep.
Oh, can't be.
So 14th level, Nourishing Fire. Your fire spells soothe and restore you. When you expend a spell slot to cast a spell that includes a fire damage roll, you regain hit points equal to the spell slot's level plus your charisma modifier.
Okay.
That isn't too overpowered, I don't think.
No.
This ability balances very well. 18th level, we have Form of the Phoenix. While under the effect of your Mantle of Flame feature, you gain the additional benefits. You have a flying speed of 40 feet and can hover.
Ooh.
Yes. You have resistance to all damage. And if you use your Phoenix Spark, that feature deals an extra 20 fire damage to each creature.
Okay.
So, not bad. The class is very front-loaded.
Mm-hmm. Well, sorcerers usually are.
Yeah. And then it balances itself out over time. I still can't figure out if they intended for this to be a kind of sorcerer melee class or not.
It sounds like it. I mean, if you're dropping to 0 hit points and you're not up against the bad guy, then what good is that whole Wrath of Flame thing? I mean, because it's everybody around you, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not like they're even really picking, who gets hit, right?
Right.
It just kind of happens. And theoretically speaking, your sorcerer is going to be back there with your wizard, is going to be back there with your other, it's going to be back in the back lines with your other, D6ers, your other casters. So I really can't foresee them
Yeah, I'm not sure what they were going for with this.
I don't know. I think they just wanted to make a pyrocaster a little better.
Yeah, that could be the long and short of it.
Which I think they definitely did.
Righty. Did you have one picked out?
I did.
Awesome.
I have the... What is that called? Clockwork? Or,
Clockwork Soul?
Yeah, I really like it. Give me just 1 second here to get somewhere a little bit safe. I think I'm dealing with a yokai here just because of the way it was hunting. Alright, even if we get it wrong, not a big deal. I've blown the mission anyways by failing the pictures.
Wow.
It's okay. Eventually we're going to get the... Oh my god, I got it right. So, Clockwork Soul. This is one I was actually debating on playing before I started playing the character I'm playing now. The Warforged, or in our last campaign. And instead of playing the Artificer, I was going to play this. And I really like this. It's out of Tasha's Book of Everything, or Cauldron of Everything. And you know how much I love that book. Wizards,
Oh, I do.
Wizards, if you're ever looking for somebody to sponsor, hey, hit me up. I promise you, the whole 16 people that watch this video are going to absolutely love it. But anyways, the cosmic force of order has fused with your magic. The power arises from Mechanicus, or a realm that's a plane of existence shaped entirely by clockwork efficiency. You or someone from your lineage might become entangled in the monitions of the Modrons, the orderly being who inhabit Mechanus. Perhaps your ancestor even took part in the great modern march. Whatever its origin within you, the power of order can seem strange to others, but for you, it's part of a vast and glorious system. Clockwork Magic. You learn additional spells when you reach certain levels in this class, as shown in the Clockwork Spells table. Each spell counts as a sorcerer spell for you. It doesn't count against the number of sorcerer spells you know, and these spells can be replaced, or can't be replaced, when you gain a level in this class. And then the very next paragraph, whenever you gain a sorcery level, you can replace one of your spells you gained from this feature with another spell of the same level. So you can't do it, but you know what? We're going to go ahead and let you do it.
Yeah.
The new spell must be an abjuration, transmutation spell from the sorcerer or warlock or wizard spell list. So at first level, you're gaining alarm, protection from evil and good. At third level, you gain aid and lesser restoration. At fifth level, this is a good one here, dispel magic and protection from energy.
Ooh, yeah, that is a good one.
At seventh level, freedom of movement and summon construct.
Damn.
And at ninth level, you get greater restoration and wall of force.
Holy shit.
Right? In addition, consult the manifestations of your order table and choose randomly to determine the way your connection to order your manifests while you're casting any of your sorcerer spells. So this is kind of cool. So you know how when Doctor Strange casts one of his spells, like he does the whole like circle thing and the runes start to show up and stuff like that. This is very similar. So you roll a d6. There's 6 options. On a 1, your spectral cogwheels hover behind you. So you have like these like ghostly cogwheels that like turn and you know what I mean? I love the imagery.
Cool. That is cool.
On a 2, hands of a clock spin in your eyes.
That one's really cool.
This one's kind of neat. I could definitely see this how this one would make life a little bit difficult without subtle spell, or you know what, even that's something that would need to be addressed. Your skin glows with a brassy sheen. So if I'm using subtle spell, so I'm removing either the verbal or the somatic, the motion of my hands to cast the spell, does my skin still shine? Floating equations and geometric objects overlay your body. So like,
that one's okay.
E equals MC squared, and like, you know, I'm kind of thinking like that of, what is that meme of the lady who's standing there and she's like doing math in her head and all like the math equations and like the pyramids and all that kind of stuff, and the 3D objects are flying past her head. That's kind of what I picture when.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know, or the guy from The Hangover when he's at the blackjack table.
Yep.
Yeah. On a 5, your spellcasting focus temporarily takes the form of tiny clockwork mechanism.
That's pretty neat.
I like that. And on a 6, the ticking of gears or ringing of a clock can be heard by you and those affected by your magic. I like that. I think out of all of these, the spectral cogwheels behind you is definitely my favorite. Because that's
I'm torn
everybody
between that one and the hands of the clock spitting in your eyes.
That was my second choice.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time between the two.
I mean, the skin glowing with a brassy sheen is not bad. It's definitely not a bad thing. I don't think so. I honestly, I think that could be kind of cool depending upon how you use it. But no, that's just, it's, I love flavor. And that's kind of something that I thought was really neat. Restore balance. This is a feature I think is a little broken. Starting at first level, your connection to the plane of absolute order allows you to equalize chaotic movements. When a creature you can see within 60 feet of you is about to roll a d20 with advantage or disadvantage, you can use your reaction to prevent the roll from being affected by advantage and disadvantage. So,
Wow.
if the bad guy's rolling with advantage, no longer. If one of your guys is rolling with disadvantage, no longer.
Wow.
See, this is when a creature is about to roll a d20. So that could be a save, that could be a skill, that can be an attack, that can be anything that you're rolling that d20 for.
Uh-huh.
Perception.
Wow.
You know, you don't want the bad guy, you don't want the guy on guard duty to see you, and he's using something to give himself advantage on that perception check. I don't know exactly how that would work or what would happen there, but you can be like, nah, don't think so.
Right.
Now, this is the balancing part, so it's not completely broken. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. So, 1 through 4, you only have, what, a +2 to your proficiency?
Yeah.
You know, so not completely broken. I like how they tied it into the proficiency modifier rather than like the charisma modifier.
That would have been broken.
You know, because you could start out, I mean, depending upon what you're doing, if you're doing point buy or you're rolling, hopefully you're starting with at least an 18 in your charisma. You know, these guys are charisma casters. Bastion of Law. So this is your 6th level ability. You can tap into the grand equation of existence to imbue a creature with shimmering shield of order. As an action, you can spend 1 to 5 sorcery points to create a magical ward around yourself or another creature you can see within 30 feet of you. The ward lasts until you finish a long rest or until you use this feature again. The ward is represented by a number of d8s equal to the number of sorcery points spent to create it. When the ward creature takes damage, it can expend a number of those dice, roll them and reduce the damage taken by the total rolled on those dice. So you can have up to 5 d8s of damage reduction. You can theoretically negate a fireball with that, if I remember correctly.
You could.
And this isn't anybody within 30 feet of you or yourself. I'm thinking, well, I want to cast this on the barbarian who's running into combat. You know, give him a little extra protection. Give him, I mean, theoretically, you're giving them an additional d8 worth of hit points.
That's exactly what you're doing.
Anywhere from 1 to 5 d8. So that's a nice feature. I like it. You can really go through your spell slots pretty quickly. I mean, at 6th level, you only have 6 sorcery points. So to dump all 5 into one ability, it's a big risk. But then again, I mean, it's a pretty big reward if it's played off correctly.
If it's played off correctly, it really is.
Or you know what? You have a party member who's down, like, hey guys, I'm down to like 4 freaking hit points. You know, my turn's not for another couple of rounds. I'm going to give you a few extra hit points to help keep you on your feet. This is the one time I think healing in combat is actually a good idea.
Yeah. The one time, literally.
I think, honestly, this is the one time where I could see, especially if it's one of your bigger hitters. Like, hey, I'm going to give you all 5 of these sorcery points. Boom, there you go. You now have a ward. You take damage, you're subtracting 5d8 from that. Go ahead and roll that.
Right.
That's not a bad thing. Alright, so that was 6th level. 14th level, Trance of Order. Starting at 14th level, you gain the ability to align your consciousness to the endless calculations of Mechanus. As a bonus action, you can enter this state for 1 minute. For the duration, attack rolls against you can't benefit from advantage. Whenever you make an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, you can treat a roll of 9 or lower on the d20 as a 10. Once you use this bonus action, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest, unless you spend 5 sorcery points to use it again.
But good answer. Sorry, dog's up here.
Nope, that's fine. So, not a bad thing. You're negating advantage on the bad guy attacking you. You are treating... Basically, can't roll less than a 10 on your d20.
Can't roll less than a 10. Nope.
And it's a bonus action to use. And if it runs out, you know what? And the funny thing about this too, it doesn't say unless you're restrained, unless you're unconscious, unless, you know what I mean? Like normally it says, hey, you're doing this until you're unconscious. This doesn't say that. This lasts for the full 1 minute. So if you're laying there unconscious, they don't have advantage on the attack roll to hit you while you're on the ground.
That's true. Wow.
So now you get 1 as a bonus action for free, and if you want to use it again before a long rest, you got to spend 5 sorcery points to do it. However, at 14th level, you have the sorcery points to spare.
Yeah, very true.
And then this one here, I love, and this is one of the reasons I think this is one of the main reasons I picked it. Clockwork Cavalade. At 18th level, you summon spirits of order to expunge disorder around you. As an action, you summon the spirits in a 30-foot cube originating from you. The spirits look like Mordons or other constructs of your choice. The spirits are intangible and invulnerable, and they create the following effects within the cube before vanishing. The spirits restore up to 100 hit points, divided as you choose among any number of creatures of your choice in the cube.
Wow.
Hey, Mr. Paladin with your lay on hands. Ha!
Wow.
You get 50 hit points. You get 50 hit points. Or you get 25.
That's wild.
You get 25. Or you get all 100. Any damaged objects entirely in the cube are repaired instantly. It's a 30-foot cube. A lot of stuff fits in a 30-foot cube.
A lot of, yeah.
I mean, a small
Like
house
small
will fit
pirate ships.
a small house will fit in a 30-foot cube.
Yep.
Every spell of 6th level or lower ends on a creature and objects of your choice in that cube.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, you can't steal Little Pooper's character and have him beat the snot out of us anymore. Mr. Dominant person.
Yeah, I know. It's one of my favorite spells.
Crown of Madness is always one of mine. Once you use this action, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest, unless you spend 7 sorcery points to use it again.
Wow.
So 18th level, you can use this twice. And then dump another, you can dump a couple of spell slots and use it again. Because you're only going to need, what, 18, 19, 20. You're only going to need 3 more to use it a third time. So you can heal 300 hit points in 3 rounds.
That's disgusting.
But you can definitely see
Wow.
why I chose this, because it's very, I like this because it's very support. It's very support heavy.
It really is. I like it.
This is
I didn't know anything about it.
dealing with advantage, disadvantage, and I like it. I just really like it. And with the why can I never remember that? I can't remember the name of that campaign. Not Curse of Strahd, the one we played before.
Landscape or
Space Pirates.
wow, why is this?
I know, right?
It's
Now you got me thinking RuneScape, and I'm like, no, that's definitely not right. Spelljammer.
Spelljammer. Thank God you got
Yeah.
there. Okay.
Oh wow, I can't believe it. I keep forgetting that. Yeah, I was gonna play that instead of the Artificer. Just because we were at those much higher levels where that would have made a huge difference on a lot of combats.
100 hit point buff all of a sudden? Yeah, it would.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not all. I mean, you can give it to one creature. You know, you have somebody that's down, dude. Totally. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, those combats in that campaign were challenging.
Well, between that and the whole, like, I'm going to give you 5d8 worth of damage reduction. I mean,
Yeah.
you're keeping people on their feet, which is always a good thing. But yeah, sorcerers. I mean, they have a lot of great abilities. There's a lot of really good subclasses. I mean, this is just a touch of what they can really do. I mean, the other one I was debating on, like I said, was a melee combat sorcerer. That's kind of what their thing is. You know, they gained proficiency with armor and martial weapons and all kinds of stuff, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
You know, but I forgot about that whole D6 hit point thing. I'm like, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Alrighty. You know, one thing we haven't really been doing is we haven't really been talking a lot about the spells that some of these classes get. And we do have...
That's true. We haven't, have we?
No, we do have like a good, 45 minutes yet. Like, we really blew through.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, it's a bad thing. I mean, sorcerers are great. But they're not a very complicated class. I mean, you can make them complicated. They definitely have some abilities that can, you know, make things complicated. But let me grab my player's handbook real quick. I'll be right back. And we could talk about some of these really great spells.
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty, thank you guys for your patience.
Welcome back, Blast.
The book wasn't where I last put it, but it was where it belongs. So.
All right, then.
Yeah, I got home from your place Friday night and just kind of threw the bags on the couch and called it a night. That's kind of where they sat until, I guess, either last night or this morning, when the wife finally put them back in the office where they belong. So, sorcerers have access to a lot of spells. They're a full caster, so they get all the way up to 9th level spells. The beautiful thing about a sorcerer is they don't have to prepare spells. So it's not like a cleric or a wizard that needs to pick and choose what spells they're going to prepare for the day. Now, with saying that, now obviously without trying to get into too much with those classes, what do I want to say here? I can't get the words out right now. Got a little bit of a headache.
No worries.
The nice thing is, yeah, with a sorcerer, you don't have to prepare your spells. You just know them. However, you don't have the freedom that you do with like a cleric or a wizard to change your spells up as needed. So as you pick spells, that's kind of what you're stuck with until you change levels. So you have to pick wisely.
Right.
But there are some really great spells that... I just got a High Priestess card that is absolutely amazing. That means if I die, I actually come back. And speaking of that, I just rolled... Oh, my crucifix took care of that. Wonderful. But anyways. Spells. So we have cantrips. A lot of cantrips to pick from.
I'm about to look some up right now. Wow, they have a lot of cantrips.
They do. They have things like Acid Splash, Blade Ward. Not bad cantrips at all.
No, they're pretty good.
Let's see here. What else do they have? Chill Touch, one of my personal favorites, especially if you're dealing with a lot of undead. Chill Touch is great. It does damage. It's necrotic damage. So not always the best in some situations. But nice thing is, if it's an undead creature, it has disadvantage on attack rolls to you. So, always a good thing to give something disadvantage. Ooh. Yeah, no wonder it was so spicy. Let's see here. What else we got? We got
Mold Earth.
Mold Earth is a very good cantrip. There's a lot you can do with that. Now, then again, I haven't really played a lot with people outside of our circle, so I can't really say for certain, oh, this is a rather underutilized cantrip. I know for a while there, it was one that we kind of disregarded, and only recently here kind of knew the true power of what that cantrip can do, if that makes any sense.
Complete and perfect sense, yep.
You can remove a 5-foot cube of loose dirt or gravel, rocks, things of that nature, and make a pit. And we did that. We were in a swamp, and there was a group of what would they be considered? Bandits? I'm not even really sure what they would be considered.
You didn't ask a lot of questions before you took control of their leader, and
yeah, it's kind of where I found my love affair with Crown of Madness as well.
yeah.
But there was a group of them that was coming through, and we sort of kind of basically dug pits in this swamp, and as they came through, they fell into the pits. And of course, you have to use X amount of movement to get out of the pit, and we were just using them as whack-a-moles. Not really much they can do. And yeah, we just kind of defeated them before they even had a chance to really defend themselves too well. And that was using Mold Earth. Very nice spell. Now, obviously, it's up to DM's discretion on exactly, how things are going to play out. Not everybody's going to allow you to do stuff like that, but
Yeah, I like the rule of cool in my games.
definitely.
I just think it's a lot more fun for everybody if you get to do what you can visualize you could do.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's definitely... So yeah, it's a very nice versatile cantrip. Light's always a good one for those who don't have dark vision, and even still, dark vision, even in like dark light, even in darkness, you're only getting whatchamacallit, you're only getting black and white vision.
Yep.
So there's a lot of traps that can be set using that. I know somebody had an idea where you're in a dungeon, there's an acid trap, however, there's a really foul stench that is filling the entire dungeon, so you can't smell the acid itself. And because you can't tell the difference between the acid or water, what do you think? You know? Where if you actually had a light source, you'd be able to tell the difference in color or something like that. Mending's a good one. Actually, I've had a larger respect for mending here recently. In fact, I find myself in a lot of situations where I wish I would have taken it in place of some other stuff that I've taken. Prestidigitation is always good. True Strike, there's a lot of debate on True Strike.
There is, because it takes an action to cast.
But like you said, like we've said before, it's not a spell that's meant to be cast in combat. This is something you cast before you get into combat, and this is where your subtle spell would also come in handy. You know what I mean? So you know you're going to fight this creature. Whether it knows it or not is another story. But that's not what we're debating here. You know, we know, I know, you know, we're going to get into combat. It's just the way this whole encounter is going to go. So let's go ahead and cast this, because True Strike, if I remember correctly, doesn't really have an expiration on it, does it?
Concentration up to 1 round.
Oh, okay.
So it is a concentration spell.
That's not necessarily a bad thing. A lot of your combat spells are stuff that you're going to be... A lot of your combat spells and stuff are not going to be concentration. So you don't have to break your concentration to cast another concentration spell. Let's see here. But yeah, no, I mean it's I don't know. It's not a spell that I usually take.
I don't know many people that take it.
Ray of Frost is good. You're slowing a target. You're doing a little bit of frost damage. You're reducing their movement by, is it half or is it 10 feet? I think it's only 10 feet.
10 feet. Let me look here. Yeah, 10 feet.
Mage Hand is always good. Message can be good. Firebolt is never a bad spell.
No, not if you want the options when it comes to elemental attacks.
Right. First level spells, you know, you're looking at your classics: Burning Hands, Charmed Person, Chromatic Orb. It just kind of goes into that whole... Chromatic Orb is great. You can choose what damage type you're doing. So once you know something's, has, whatchamacallit, a weakness to that type of damage. Now it's your thunder, lightning, fire, or cold. So you're not doing necrotic or radiant damage with it, but pretty much your elemental stuff is covered. Color spray, comprehend languages isn't bad. Detect magic is always going to be helpful. Disguise self, expeditious retreat, false life, feather fall, fog cloud, jump. There's a rather underutilized ability in 5e.
Love for more people to use this. I would make it a cantrip if more people would use this. Mage armor and shield are two great ones.
Shield is always great. A +5 to your AC. Mage armor, you're giving yourself a +3 basically. And considering you don't get proficiencies with armor, not a bad thing. Shield can definitely make a difference. That is not a bad spell whatsoever. I take it quite often with my characters when it's available. Magic Missile is awesome spell for those low-level campaigns, for those first couple of levels. Sleep. There's another one that, when used properly, can be huge.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that 100%. It's a non-save spell.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's especially when you're casting at much higher levels. It's very rare to run across something that can't be magically put to sleep.
True. That's very true. Oh, Tasha's Caustic Brew. That's one of your favorites.
Tasha's Caustic Brew. The thing I like about it is we talked about the action economy. So anytime you can take an action away from the bad guy is always a good thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep, anytime you can take that action away from a bad guy is always a good thing.
Yeah, that's an infuriating spell for me as a DM. Almost up there with Silvery Barbs, which is another good first level spell.
Yeah, it definitely has its uses, that's for sure. That is 100% right there. You're before you know the outcome of a roll, you're using your reaction to re-roll again. And the other part of that is you're picking somebody within, I think it's 30 feet, to give them advantage on their next roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, for first level spell slot, let's go for it. You're gonna
it's impossible to pass up.
You're gonna get four first level spell slots, and not that these are bad spells. Burning Hands is always good. Chromatic Orb is great. Disguise Self has so many uses, especially if you're in a heavy roleplay campaign like we usually find ourselves in. There's nothing wrong with Feather Fall. like you said, mage armor, shield, even like silent image is a good one. Witch bolt. Witch bolt's great. But yeah, it's just you're going to use those first level spell slots, truth be told, on casting silver barbs. It's just kind of the way it is. Now with 5e as well, if you run out of first level spell slots, you can still upcast the spell. It doesn't have any additional effects, but you can cast a first level spell as a second level spell slot. It just doesn't do anything extra. Now, some spells, if you upcast, like, what is it? Oh, it leveled up again. Wow. What is that one spell I absolutely love? Why can't I find it? I know where it is.
Spell.
Banishment. If
Okay.
you cast Banishment, I think it's as a 6th level spell. Now it's a 4th level. Okay? But if you upcast it 2 levels higher, so 6th level, you can target one additional creature.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And sorcerers get it. That's actually really cool. Second level spells, Blindness, Deafness is always a good one. Cloud of Daggers, Crown of Madness. Crown of Madness is great. You basically take control of a creature. They do get, I think it's a Wisdom save or a Constitution save or something. And, you know, if they fail it, they're yours. Darkness is good. There's a lot of great uses for that. Detect thoughts, enhance ability. Enlarge Reduce has actually played a big part in a lot of our campaigns recently. So if you're a medium creature, you now grow to large. If you're large, you grow to huge. If you're small, you grow to medium, or vice versa. If you cast Reduce, you have a small creature now goes to tiny, a medium creature goes to small, huge goes to medium, or large goes to medium. You can reduce an object's size. You can increase an object's size. There's a lot of great stuff with that. We joked around with this when we talked about the fighter and the rune fighter, how they have the ability to go from tiny to large, and then we can cast enlarge reduce and go to huge. You know, so now you have this nymph or a fairy or, you know, a very small creature that has now grown to huge in the matter of basically one round, depending upon who's casting and doing what. And anytime you have a small creature transforming into something huge, I think is great. That's why I love Circle of the Moon Druids. You know, a gnome, like my perfect character for a Circle of the Druid is a gnome. Just watching that little gnome transform into a giant spider, or, you know, that vision in my head just kind of, there's something about it that just makes things click. Gust of Wind is good. We've used that in the past to put out fires. Hold Person is an absolutely fantastic spell when you can get it off. It really is. If you can hold somebody, and as long as they keep failing that wisdom save, it doesn't matter who hits them with what, they just stand there. They've automatically failed dex saves. You can just light them up with fireballs, all that kind of stuff.
It's a pretty devastating spell. But not directly, but what you can do with it is just...
But it's save or suck.
Yep.
You're either going to make that save or it's going to suck. especially when it's used against you. But yeah, if you can get that off, that is absolutely awesome. And the fun thing is, silvery barbs can work on the save versus the spell. Just a little info out there for those of you who are playing. Invisibility, we all know about invisibility. One of your favorite spells. We got one of your favorite spells here, Mr. Faust. Knock.
Spell.
The one of the only spells you have absolutely banished from your games. If you want your character killed off very quickly, just take knock as a spell and use it.
Used it about a dozen times.
Well, it didn't help that it was all in the same night. And, you know, yeah. Mirror image isn't bad. That, because the sorcerer is only a d6 in hit points, they're kind of spongy. They get, the mirror image, which you're making 3 identical clones of yourself, and you have to roll a d20, and if they roll X to X, they hit the one creature. If they roll, Y to Y, they hit another creature. And if they roll, C to D, they hit another creature. But if they roll A to B, they hit you. And of course, as that creature, or as whatever's attacking you hits one of your clones, that clone goes away, and then obviously your, odds of not getting hit go down. But still not bad. It's a great spell. Sorcerers get it. Wizards get it. I think Warlocks also get it, if I'm not mistaken. Misty Step has been a very popular one in our group. You can teleport up to a certain amount of feet. Phantasmal Force is not bad. Scorching Ray is always good. Sea Invisibilities can be very useful. Shatter is a great spell. Does damage to constructs, buildings. It's thunder damage if you ever use it against a creature. But it actually does extra damage towards basically constructs. Spider Climb. You're climbing on the walls, you're climbing on the ceiling, and you're not having to make any checks. Suggestions, a great spell if you can get it off. It's a one-word type of thing, so drop it. Drop, so they're going to drop their weapon. There's a lot of things you could do with one word. It's up to the DM's discretion how that character plays that out. If that's the one I'm thinking of, I think that is, right? Suggestion. That's the one that's one word.
Sure. Oh, a sentence or two.
Oh, is it a sentence? Okay. Then what's the one I'm thinking of? Oh, that's command. Command was the one I was thinking of.
The lower level.
Yeah. So suggestion is kind of in the realm of the same thing, but now you can get a little bit more specific. Throw your weapon away. So now that it's going to throw its weapon a distance. Give your armor away to the first beggar you see. Now they're compelled to do this until the spell ends. And I believe the concentration, I'm not even sure if it's concentration. Give me a second here. Oh, you probably read the description up, don't you?
No, my phone's being stupid.
That's okay. Element PQR. Sunburst suggestion. Here we go. Concentration up to 8 hours. So if the conditions isn't met before the spell expires or the activity isn't performed, Okay, so it's up to 8 hours concentration. So you suggest a course of action limited to a sentence or two. and magically influence a creature you can see within range that can hear and understand you. Creatures that can't be charmed or immune to this effect. The suggestion must be worded in such a manner to make the course of action sound reasonable, asking the creature to stab itself or throw itself into a spear, immolate itself, or do any other obviously harmful acts obviously voids the spell. Wisdom saving throw, and it's going to perform the ability. It's going to perform to the best of its ability. Okay, when it finishes it, it's automatically ended. Okay, yeah, so this is, you can also specify conditions that will trigger a special activity during the duration. For example, you might suggest that a knight gives away their war horse to the first beggar they meet. You know, but if it's not carried out within that 8 hours, then the spell ends. However, at that point, you got an 8-hour head start on whatever you're going to fight anyways.
Play.
Web is a good one. Web I've used a lot in the past as well. You're making, is it strength saves? I think something like that. Basically, if you're in these webs, it's a block of spider webs. It's a fairly large block. I want to say it's, what, 5x5 or 10x10 cube of spider webs. And you can ignite the webs to cause, I believe it's an extra d4 of damage per cubic foot burned. So you can fill a long hallway with spider webs. The bad guy goes into them. You can light the webs on fire and hopefully set the bad guy on fire. Actually use that. We use that concept for general damage a lot of the times too. You put us up against that one spider that was in a hedge maze, and he was sitting in his web, and I'm like, okay, well, with prestidigitation I can light a small fire, and I'm assuming that since he's in the hedge, there's dried brush and stuff like that under the hedge. And you're like, yeah, well, I'm going to use prestidigitation to light that brush on fire, to light it like a small campfire, which will then in turn light the webbing on fire. And when the web caught fire, the spider was actually vulnerable to fire damage, which ended up killing the spider. So I used a cantrip, prestidigitation, which generally can't do any damage, to kill a spider in a hedge. So always think outside the box.
I'm really good at that.
Blink is a wonderful spell. You're basically putting yourself into another realm for part of a round. Whenever you cast this spell, you're rolling a d20. And if you roll, I believe it's 11 or higher, on the end of your turn, you blink back into this realm. You can see everything that's happening around you. You can hear everything that's happening around you. You can even move up to, I think it's 10 feet. Nothing can harm you while you're in there. They can't see you. They can't interact with you. Really great spell for spongy characters. It is a concentration spell, so you have to be conscious of that. However, when you can pop out of this realm, cast your spell, and then hopefully roll above an 11 on your d20, you're going back into this extra dimensional plane, and you're safe. This would be really great with that clockwork one. You can pop into existence, you heal your 100 points, and boom, you're back in the, you're back in that realm. So your healer can't be damaged. Clairvoyance isn't bad. Counter spell is always good. Daylight is great, especially against, the undead and stuff like that. The spell magic is always a great one. Fear definitely has its place. Fear in this game in 5e is a very powerful tool. If you can make something afraid of you and they have to run away, that's all the better. Then they get classics: Fireball, Fly, Gaseous Form. Haste is great. Lightning Bolt, Major Image, Protection from Energy, Sleet Storm, Slow, Stinking Cloud, Tongues, Water Breathing, Water Walk. That's all 3rd level stuff. 4th level, Banishment, Blight. Blight's great against plant creatures. Banishment, you're, banishing creatures off. Greater Invisibility, Ice Storm, Polymorph is always nice. Stone Skin is great. Wall of Fire, a classic. 5th level, Animate Objects, Cloud Kill, Cone of Cold, Dominate Person. We talked about that before. Insect Plague is a good one. Telekinesis, Teleportation Circle, Wall of Stone. We've talked about that spell in the past as well. 6th level, ones that stand out are like Chain Lightning, Circle of Death, Eye Bite, Sunbeam, True Scene. 7th level, Delayed Blast Fireball, very powerful spell. Finger of Death, one of my personal favorites. I can't wait until we get high enough levels to get 7th level spell slots so I can start using that again. Prismatic Spray, Reverse Gravity, Teleport. And then 8th level spells: Dominate Monster, Earthquake, Incendiary Cloud, Powered Word Stun, and Sunburst. And then 9th level, you have Gate, Meteor Swarm, Power Word Kill, Time Stop, and Wish. So, yeah, they're very versatile. They have a great loadout. You can do a lot of damage as a sorcerer. You can dish it out. You have some great spells to protect yourself while you're doing it. One of the other reasons why I don't think they really need anything higher than a d6 for hit points. Because once you get into something where you can cast that blink or even blur, just gives you that bonus to not be hit or just not be there to be hit. And you're still maintaining your concentration on spells. So there's no harm in that blink spell. What are some of your favorite spells to use with a sorcerer? I'm sorry?
Okay.
What's some of your favorite spells to use with sorcerers?
Love to get into that, but it's already 8:30.
Oh my, yeah, look at that. Okay. Well, hopefully you guys like tonight. We kind of blew through a lot of that stuff very quickly. Next week we are dealing with is it Warlocks? I think Warlocks is next week.
I don't think so.
There we go. Warlock. Yes. It is.
So we have Warlock, Wizard, and Artificer left.
Yep, 3 more weeks, and then we're done with all the classes. Absolutely awesome. And, wow. But hey, yeah, then again, next week, same time, same place. A little bit more Phasmo and talking D&D with Mr. Faust. This has been great. Love the Sorcerer. Thank you so much for joining us. And I very much look forward to next week. So, any parting words for everybody?
No, I think in the next couple installments, when we get through the Warlock and the Wizard, we'll have a lot more time to go over some spells before we jump into the Artificer. So that could be kind of cool.
Not a bad idea. I kind of also want to do, like multi-classing options. Now that we've talked, at that point, once we've talked about all the different classes, and I know we've done it as we talked about the individual classes. Oh, this goes really great with X or really great with Y. I think it's not a bad thing to go through and talk about like the Sorcerer and Warlock, the Sorlock, that type of stuff. But again, you guys really have the power that are that are watching this. Let us know down in the comments. Some of the stuff you want us to go over. If there's any particular combinations that you guys really like, if there's any certain classes that you really like that you think we really didn't do any justice to, let us know. We're here for your suggestions. We're here for your questions. And yeah, let us know in the comments. That's the best way to do it. Like, subscribe, comment down below. It's the best thing you guys can do. So I know you got to take off. Hey, thanks so much again. Really, I have a ton of fun doing this. I hope you do too.
Absolutely.
And you have a wonderful evening, and we will talk to you next week.
Sounds great. Have a good night, everybody.
Alrighty, everybody, that was Mr. Faust, and again, that's our talking D&D while playing Phasmo. We had some great hunts. Hope you guys enjoyed those. Had a lot of fun. We had a couple Gorios. We had... What did we have? We had a couple Gorios. I think we had a yokai at one point. Honestly, I don't even remember. But we did what? 1, 2, 3. Did 4 good hunts. Oh, that's right. We had the card. We could have died at that last one. Oh well. Can't get everything. I was so worried about that, and I forgot I had pulled that card. That was awesome. That was definitely a highlight of the Phasmo side of things. So let me do one thing here real quick. Our buddy Cobra is supposed to be joining us here shortly to go to do some some Phasmo. Do some rainbow. So let me just shoot him a text real quick. I told him I'd be, texting him around 8:30, and that's what time it is now. So we have a little bit of time left on the stream. I offered to do the Easter event with him. So if he's watching and you want to do that, we can do that. Or if you want to play some rainbow. But no, I like Phasmo. It's a great game. I was just starting to get a little burned out there playing only Phasmo for a little bit. So jump back into some Rainbow Six Siege. I'm really happy I did. I've been enjoying it a lot more this season than I did last. I don't have anywhere near the cheaters and stuff, or at least those that I would consider cheating. And I don't say everybody who beats me is cheating. That's kind of ridiculous. There are people out there that are just better than I am. And I'm willing to admit that. But there's also people that are running around with hip-fire headshot that are looking straight up in the air and, headshotting you from across the map. So I haven't seen any blatant cheaters this season, which is always a good thing. But yeah, if you guys are also interested in playing some D&D with us, with me and Mr. Faust, let us know again down in the comments. Well, I know we're definitely up for, you know, trying our hand at an online encounter for viewers. I know, Sorcerer and Tiger, you've shown interest in the past in playing. And always down to play some D&D online. So it sounds like my rainbow's booted up here. Give me a second here. Oh, a security update has been implemented. And the game will restart. Okay. Interesting. Maybe it has something to do with that new anti-cheat they were talking about. That'll be awesome. We were just talking about that. I mean, do I believe they're trying to curb cheating? Sure, I do. I understand that it's a very difficult thing, especially with online first-person shooters. You know, I think they could have used a little bit more transparency. I understand that's also difficult because you don't want to tip your hand to the people that are designing the cheats. I'm not a programmer myself, so I can't really foresay what information would be handy or even necessary to create something like that. But yeah, it looks like we're okay. Reputation notice, I've been set to exemplary. Yay. Always good, right? Let's see here. OBS. Come on. There we go. Okay. It doesn't like it when I have two programs open at the same time.
Welcome back. I've got some job.
Okay, so we're just closing out of Phasmo. There we go. We are back in Rainbow. I've been playing some of the containment event. It actually seems to get harder as it goes because people will play this and play this and play this, and they get really good at it. Like there's different strategies and stuff like that, and it's just like, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's how you want to play the game, that is great. But the events like that are not worth it to me to be spending the brain power to remembering strats. So let's see here. We got new challenges for the battle pass. Eliminate opponents. Okay, cool. So what? That's 200 million. We should definitely hit that. Hopefully we make a considerable contribution to that. I know I said I've been playing. I have been. That's how much tougher this event's gotten. I think I've played like 2 matches, 3 matches, and I haven't gotten a single kill. Yeah, I don't know. I just guess I suck at it, which is fine. Let's see here. So all scene, deploy 4 cameras. Okay, not a bad thing. We can play 0. We can play Frost as a secondary camera. We can play Valkyrie, that type of stuff. Get that taken over. This is difficult for me. The pocket barrage. 4 eliminations with machine pistols. That's actually better than it usually is. Win 8 rounds in quick match. Okay, not bad. That should be doable. And it's rounds, not matches, which is great. So it's what, 3, 6. That's two in one round. So, no, derp math. 2, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's basically 1.5, give or take. 2.5 matches, not bad. And we are currently level 87. So right now we're just kind of going through and cleaning up a lot of the stuff we haven't unlocked yet. We got everything here unlocked on the first row. We have that to do. We only need one unlock for that. We got the gun skin. We need that. This row here's pretty well done. This one here's pretty well done, except for these 2 tiles and the charm. So there's 3, but then again, we're going to get another, what, 13, so to complete the battle pass. So let's jump into a quick match as we're waiting for Cobra to kind of answer us. If he's coming aboard. I talked to him earlier, but he said he may or may not be available.
Proceed to bomb location and defuse it.
I think we're just going to jump out of here. I don't like starting in the middle of a match. Here we go. Hey, look at that. Stadium Bravo. This is definitely my map. And we are on defense first, which is great. Armory Lockers Archive. Ooh, there's so many ways to play this. It really hasn't been working lately, so I'm going to go Frost. Or you know what? No, I'm going to go Valkyrie. Oh, she doesn't have a... Okay.
Be ready to engage Op 4.
Camera feed up and running. Activating camera.
10 seconds remaining.
Device set.
5 seconds.
Position device.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to
Play
engage.
a lot of don't play a lot of her, so I really don't know a lot of the good spots for cameras.
Camera activated.
Oh boy. Ah! Dang it. We got one on 5 ping. We got one in on 5 ping on A-bomb.
Friendly, last operator standing.
Okay.
Mission failed. All friendlies have been neutralized.
It's my first match. It's my first match. Alright, we gotta play Cav. Then who the heck did I shoot in the booty? Was that Buck?
Be ready to eliminate hostiles.
Right now, we're just kind of hiding. Get out of here so they can't drone us. That's the big thing. We can stay hidden.
10 seconds left.
Loading mag!
5 seconds left.
By jumping on these outside cams real quick.
Bomb located by Op 4.
Definitely.
Enemy reloading!
Someone exposed you. Mission critical. Bomb diffuser activated. Op 4, last stop standing. Diffuser located. Protect the bombs. Disable the diffuser.
I forgot to change my mouse over. None of my buttons are
Diffuser has been
working.
destroyed. Mission successful.
Ooh. All right. G-Hub. Oh, there we go. Rainbow Six Siege. Beautiful. All right, so where are they? Service kitchen. We're going to go... kind of want to go east spawn. Bravo's always been pretty good for us. Let's do that.
Friendly drone deployed. Op 4 is reinforcing its location.
What are they talking about? Okay. Report Circle K.
Ten seconds before insertion. Insertion in 5 seconds. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
I think what we're going to do is we're going to go
Loading
into
new
the
mag.
bathroom. Buy pumpkin pie.
Swapping mags!
I just heard somebody. Oh, that means he got Fenrir's. Ha! This is gonna be
The
fun.
diffuser is no longer in your possession. Op 4 last stop standing.
Gotcha, brother.
Thank you, man.
The diffuser has been recovered.
He's
Op
gone.
4 eliminated.
Gotcha, revenge. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Yeah, I told you this is my map. Okay, Armory Lockers Archives. Oh, do we do it? I think we kind of have to, right? Like that's just all there is to it. I really don't know. Circle K is raging good.
Friendly drone deployed. Op 4 is reinforcing its location.
Let's see. here.
Insertion in 10 seconds.
Compensator. I'm not really sure. Let's go flash hider because I think that does
Insertion
vertical
in 5
recoil,
seconds. You found a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Right? Okay, there's a Lucy. Let's go. This is my patented secret spots.
The diffuser is no longer in your possession.
Armor pack destroyed. We do a lot of boom boom there.
The diffuser is now secured.
Drone destroyed.
Reloading.
You have dropped the diffuser.
Drone out!
Cluster charge going up.
Getting your eyes on the hostiles!
The diffuser has been secured.
I have a sight.
I got B-type.
On 5 ping.
Op 4 last
Mute that.
operator standing. Bomb diffusion initiated.
I planted, I planted.
Diffuser.
Yep, yep. I'm heading out. I'm gonna use.
Cluster charge.
All right, I'm watching.
Yep.
Got him with the shotgun. I melee him.
Nice.
I got him.
All right,
Yep.
good job.
Mission successful.
Woo! MVP. Good work, man.
Yep.
Nook, man. That was great. Great. Everybody, good
Thank
job.
you.
Good job. Everybody, good job.
Thank you so much.
Wait, what the hell? How? No. I got robbed.
Oh,
I got robbed. What the hell? That no. Damn it, Ubi. Ah. I tell ya. Oh well. All right, we got 41 packs. So I can't wait to open those. See how many more. Let's see. We got 22 alpha packs and 19 Brava. And I'm wait until the end of the season to open those up. So we're gonna do a video like Little Cooper and I, under the reaction video like we did before. Might even set up the webcam for that. Sitting room. I kind of have to go. Yeah, I gotta go mute. What are we doing? What do we need? We need Alibi and Maestro. Actually, you know what? Let's do Alibi. Yeah. I think she can be pretty good. We'll put one down in bathroom. We'll put another one down, or two of them down in that like little sitting room there by the windows. So if they pop those windows open, we'll know. One in the bathroom, then we'll know.
Be ready to eliminate hostiles.
Yeah. Honestly, I think this one's probably more popular than the other one.
Playing my trump card.
There we go.
We're all set. Bench deployed.
Laser case in position.
Down to 10 seconds.
Doorway trapped. Stay clear of blast.
5 seconds.
ED mounted. Let them come.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Be ready for hostile action.
Doorway trapped. Stay clear of blast zone. EDD mounted. Let them come.
Okay, it doesn't really seem like anybody's coming from this direction.
Doorway
I'm not hearing
barricaded.
any footsteps. I'm not hearing.
Got someone.
I don't know what window that was. Oh, damn.
Nest ready.
Okay. How did he know? How did...
Nest ready.
Babes in position.
Mission failed. All friendlies have
Oh no, that was rather fishy. I wasn't making a whole lot of noise. I was slow walking. Oh well. Hey. Who knows? Dormitory briefing. Yeah, we're going Cav. Yeah, we might need to go back and watch that. I don't know if I was pinged, if there was a drone, which is a possibility. I got droned out. I need to start using Rainbow Six Tracker, but like every time I go to use it, it's not working. So like, what's the point?
Be ready to engage Op 4.
Okay, we're just gonna go run and hide. That way we don't get droned out.
Feet up and running.
Ten seconds remaining.
So apparently, there's a new thing
5
coming.
seconds to
Defender
insertion. Op 4 has located a bomb.
Defender repick. Okay, some good cams.
Benchy set. Door secured.
Taro. Oh, did I get it off? No. Damn.
Razor wire up.
Half a second longer. Buck is 20 health.
Deterrent deployed. Benchy ready.
Coming from cannon.
Loading new mag.
Doe could be on 4 ping. Along with what looks like IQ. Alright, yeah, IQ and Doe could be still around 4 ping. Coming towards the door, right. Four ping, coming up to you. One's at the door. Lion at the door. In. Dormitory door.
Friendly, last operator standing.
On your right, Malusi. There you go. Planting on 4 ping. Planting on 4. Somebody's watching the rotate. Other one's right side of the door.
Using a bomb. You need to disable
She ran over here to
diffuser.
4 ping at
Diffuser
rotate.
located. Disable.
Another one at the door.
All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure.
Well, that's Rainbow. You win 1 match and you lose another 6. Wow. A lot of bans. A lot of cheating. Well, that's good to see. It means they're doing something. What are we going to do here? Flores, we'll go with the AR-33. And we'll try our luck with some charges. Maybe we can have some fun. Try some operators we don't normally play. Why the heck not? Oh, I'm so mad I didn't get that interrogation. I should have known better. Just they knew exactly when to do that Dokubi call. I wonder if they're a 5-step.
Friendly drone deployed. Op 4 is reinforcing its location.
Maybe not, but probably talking to each other. I don't understand why people don't talk. I know it's casual, it's quick play. You know, in the realm of things, it's not massively important, but it is a
10 seconds to go.
team event, and
5 seconds before insertion.
it is nice to have teammates that
You've located
actually
a
know how
bomb.
to communicate.
Make your way to its location and defuse it.
So maybe just old-fashioned that way.
Surge incoming!
Surge incoming.
Swapping mag.
4 remaining.
Fauna we have over here you can plant. Or whoever has bomb plant.
Diffuser is active. Protected at all costs. Op 4 neutralized. Mission successful.
Oh, she's in bathroom? Okay. Well, I say that's a, yeah, well, definitely got to do that again. What's Flor? Oh, he's got claymores. Ooh, do we do claymores? Yes, I think we do. We do. We like to make things go boom. Ooh, we could put a claymore down in the bathroom and she rotates through. Kaboom! I think they're going to be so silly
Friendly
this
drone
time.
deployed. Op 4 is reinforcing its location.
What if they're probably going to reinforce both sides of that wall now?
Insertion in 10 seconds. 5 seconds to go. You found a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
What's your use?
Op 4 last stop standing. Op 4 neutralized. Mission successful.
Good job, guys. Commander's office bedroom. I wonder if I go as Vigil, if that'll help. Nah, let's stick with Cav. We'll just not go for the Antera right off the bat. That definitely got us in trouble last time.
Yo, where do you guys access the trader ship for the skins? I got approved for it, I just don't know how to access it.
I honestly have no clue.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think there's a individual. I think there's. If you look on Ubi's website, I think there's a link there, because it's not in the game. It's independent.
Okay, okay, fair enough.
Be ready to eliminate
Yeah,
hostiles.
to like market or whatever.
Yeah.
We're all set. Banshee deployed.
Yeah, that works too.
All secured!
10
Okay.
seconds to insertion.
So we got a hiding spot. Hopefully.
5 seconds to insertion. Op 4 has located a bomb. Be ready for hostile
Jump on
action.
Cams.
Is it longer? Banshee's deployed.
Okay, we took out the front cams.
What?
Definitely opened something. they're coming up main. Definitely seems like it. No. Ooh. Ah! Alright, I got the fuser down at cannon. There's 2 of them out there.
One friendly remaining. One op 4 remaining.
Thank God they give you so much ammo.
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds left. Mission failed. All friendlies have been neutralized.
Well, nice try.
I didn't know you could see my ass, sorry.
Yeah, it's alright.
I didn't even hear him. Love the sound. of this.
Yeah, that was...
I also have music playing though, so.
Alrighty, well, I think that's going to pretty much wrap up this evening. So, if you guys like the stream, if you like the video, if you watch this in the future, well, if you liked it, please give it a like, comment, subscribe, and as you know, we're trying to grow this channel. We are, what, 1 shy from having 240 subscribers. That means we need, what, 11 more people? 11 more people to subscribe? Yep. 11 more people to subscribe to hit 350. Wait. No, 250. Yeah, 250. If we hit 300 subscribers, we are going to do the bronze trophy in Phasmophobia. So, tell your neighbors, tell your friends, and shout it from the rooftops. Like, comment, and subscribe to Blast338. Have a great time, and we'll see you at the next headshot. Peace.